Hello everyone and welcome back to Jasmine's Crazy Cat Tarot. Today we are going to do some channeled messages. So take a look at the stickers below, and when you found one that you're drawn to, you can find your timestamps in the description. And I will meet you at your reading, and let's see what channeled message Spirit wants you to hear today. At the end of the day is done. What do they want to say to group number one? Okay, group one, hello and welcome to your reading. Before we get channeling your person's energy, let's quickly spray our protection mist so everyone viewing is divinely protected here today. And let's bring in the energy of those drawn to group one and their person. What does group one's person want to tell them at this current moment? Okay. Give me a moment. Let me get into the trance and let's get channeling. Hey group one. I know if you know anything about me, it's that I'm not the type to do things the usual way. When I say I'm not the type, I mean that in so many senses of the word. And in a way, I feel bad that I'm not the type that maybe you thought I was or hoped I would be. The thing is, I'm still figuring out what type I am, who I am, what I like, and where I'm gonna go from here on this journey. When I think of you, my heart expands and I feel like this is such a good and true friendship that we share. And even if we're both anything but typical, it's like we were destined to find each other, to connect. Because the way we connect, it's on a deeper level. And even if this is just surface, shallow, and we haven't gotten to the deep end just yet, I'm excited to learn more about you. And I know you want to know more about me too. Why? Because that just seems to be the way it is, the way things are with me. Because I can be a bit of an avoidant. I can be very introverted, and when I don't know what to say, I can go within. And sometimes when I'm not ready to open up, I just shut off and close off completely. Especially when it comes to my emotions. You may feel like I'm emotionally distant, and maybe you feel like I'm just trying to keep you or push you into the friend zone. You might be wondering what's going on, and do I have something shady or mysterious up my sleeve? What is this secret? But the big secret is, it's not a big secret. I thought I was being pretty direct and open in the sense that I'm still finding my way. I'm still figuring things out. And even though I don't know exactly the direction I'm going, I know that the easy way doesn't suit me. The regular 9 to 5, that's not going to work for me. When it comes to regular commitments and everything we're supposed to do, I've never done things in the right way or the right order. And even if that looks disorderly to other people, in my mind, it's like organized chaos, and there's still so much going on that I feel taking on more responsibility or commitment or biting off more than I can chew will just backfire on me, because right now I have a lot going on. I'm trying to elevate, I'm trying to rise up, I'm trying to balance out my divine masculine and my divine feminine. And like anything I put my mind to, it's not easy. But the easy way is not something I ever wanted or ever dreamed of. I know that my road is going to be a bit rockier than most, but if anything, that's what excites me. And maybe that's what excites me or you about me. So I'm finding it exciting to connect, to get to know you. But right now, all I can offer you is friendship, because I don't want to feel like a caged bird. And I've repressed and closed myself off for so long that now that I'm starting to open up to life and everything it has to offer me, the last thing I want to do is back myself into a corner again. I want to tell you, don't put all of your eggs in my basket. And I'm not saying this with any bad intention or malice. I'm saying this because it's true. I don't want to let you down or disappoint you or crush your expectations. And right now, I don't feel like it's fair for you to put your expectations on me. And even though I don't owe anyone any explanations, I do want to bring through that I do feel a very close connection with you. But where I am right now, I could be here today and gone tomorrow. I'm going where the wind takes me, and I'm going where spirit takes me with the moon. And sometimes at nighttime, I can hear my true calling, and it's like the leaves, the world, everything is conspiring in my favor to get me where I need to be so I can become who I need to be. I know I have a deeper purpose here, but I'm still trying to break down to the deeper layers and levels of myself, because it's all about leveling up. And for a while, I felt very stuck. I felt dried up, uninspired, and I had a block when it comes to creativity, when it comes to love, and when it comes to romance. And I haven't fully broken down that block, that wall, because it keeps me safe. I can be a lone wolf. As I said, I go where the wind or spirit takes me, and sometimes that means I have to go alone. I have a lot of baggage, especially emotionally. So the last thing I want to do is pick up more baggage along the way. And I'm not saying that you are baggage or anything like that. It's just when I think of commitment and being rooted in one spot, it makes me feel panicked and anxious. It makes me want to run instead of sit down and settle down. In the past, I've had codependency issues, and I feel like I've overcome these, and if anything, I've gone the opposite way. Instead of depending on anyone else ever again, like I did in the past, I've become hyper vigilant, hyper independent, almost stubbornly so, because it's like no one can penetrate this force field, this aura. And I don't mean to be unapproachable. I don't mean to come off as someone who has no interest in connecting or even in romance. But right now, my mind is in the stars. My mind is with spirit. And it's really not in the place of settling down. There are plenty of fish in the sea. and I'm not ready to be cut just yet. But don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean that I'm out there flaunting everything or giving it away, even if others may assume or presume. The thing is, when people don't know much about you and you're mysterious, people can tend to get carried away and make assumptions or presumptions. I want to tell you that any preconceived notions you've had of me, they are wrong. I am one of a kind, and that's the thing. I don't connect with just anyone and everyone. So when I do connect with you, it's for a very spiritual reason, and we can have a very special bond. But right now, I'm learning how to receive, and I find that hard. Even receiving compliments, receiving love, or even romance can be difficult for me. I'm still overcoming these blockages and these barriers. And it's made me focus a lot more on the masculine side, the doing side. And maybe I come across that I've got all my shit together and it's admirable. But in reality, sometimes it takes everything I've got to get up in the morning, to be strong, to carry on, because I have a bigger goal in mind. I have a deeper meaning, and sometimes I lose touch with that. Sometimes I lose faith, and sometimes I can fall and go back to my weaknesses. But this is about me building up the strength. I am resilient like a spider plant. I can be very fiery and very passionate. And that's warm in the good way when you're on my good side, but fiery when you get on my bad side. And don't worry, don't get it twisted. You are on my good side, and I feel very warm and caring towards you. But right now, I can't offer fidelity. I can only offer friendship. Because when I think of settling down, to me, it just seems like the easy way. And I know I've got a big journey ahead of me. And I can't promise where I'm going or where I'm going to end up, or even who I'm going to end up with, if anyone. It's all in the air. And right now, I want to leave it there because I want to give myself as many options as possible. I want to be open-minded and more open in general. So I hope that me being open with you has maybe given you more of a reason as to why I can't offer anything more than friendship and support right now, because I don't do things the traditional way, the regular way. And like I said, I don't feel like I'm here to just live a regular life and be a regular Joe. And hey, what can I say? Maybe I was born to be wild, but this isn't my first rodeo. And I've realized, even in the past, that I can't be tamed. I tried to force myself into it, and now that I'm out the other side, I realize that you can't tame a wild horse or a unicorn. I have the whole world, the whole sea, the whole me to explore, and I want to be as free as possible to do that. But it's always good to have a little help and support from your friends along the way. So I am with you and supporting you on your spiritual journey, and I will be a good friend and a shoulder to cry on when you need me the most. But right now, I can only offer my shoulder, because when it comes to romance, I'm kind of giving that the cold shoulder and focusing on me right now. So I am not someone who can give in an equal amount, because as I said, I'm learning how to receive, but that is from all angles, all resources. And even if people give that or me the side eye, it is what it is. And This is my journey. And some people weren't here to be traditional or follow the rules. Some people were put here to break them or even make them. And when it comes to our friendship, there should not be any rules or specific things in place. I want everything to flow easily, and Spirit brought us together in this connection for a reason. And I really hope that we can be a good source of support for each other when we are out there doing our thing. Because, like I said, sometimes we need a little help from our friends, and I feel very honored to call you my friend. So, I feel like group one, some of you, this could be your energy I'm channeling, and this could be how you're feeling towards someone who maybe has feelings for you that are not requited. Or for some of you, this could be someone you're crushing on and you're very intrigued about them and you just want to know more. But there's something that makes you take a step back or reconsider, question yourself, because this person sometimes leaves you with more questions than answers. And I do think they like to be mysterious. And it's like they're in the mindset of, I don't mind if people are talking about me, because that's the last thing on my mind. So it seems like the last thing on their mind is settling down or, tying the knot anytime soon. So this person could be a commitment phobe, and this does look like a spider plant. And maybe in the past it's been withered, broken, but this person is very resilient, and spiders are known to weave their web. This person is weaving a web, but it seems like it's more their own web, their own dreams, and they're kind of coveting that a little bit. They're not fully willing to share this while it's still under construction. So this person is under construction and they don't know what the end result is going to be. They just know that they value your friendship, but that's all they can give you at this time. So the song I'm thinking of, at first I was thinking of that song by Nelly Furtado, I'm Like a Bird, I'll Only Fly Away. And they're trying to find where their home and their soul is. Even at home, it's like they just aren't fully there. They're still reaching for the stars and they can't fully be present for you. But then I thought, definitely a Nelly song for this energy, but maybe not that one. Yeah, so it's like not that one, not this one. If this is the person you want to settle down with, not this one, not right now, not this time. And I thought the song Turn Off the Light was actually a lot more appropriate. So this person does have space in their heart for you, space in their life and their mind, but only to a certain extent. There are boundaries and there are limits. And even if you feel like they turned off the light in regards to potential romance or in romance, I do feel like they still want to be there. They still want to be around, but they're just being very direct at this time that their vision is somewhere else. So if your eyes are on them, maybe it's time to turn off this light and turn on a new one elsewhere. Because I do feel like they will support you no matter where you go, and they just hope you will do the same in return for them. So this could be a friendship, this could be a family member, this could be someone that you're getting to know that maybe you're hoping could turn into something. But regardless, I do feel like it's a strong connection. Maybe just not in the way you expected or hoped, but maybe it could be better than you ever expected. Once we stop putting expectations on things, that's when they tend to exceed expectations. So this person is busy trying to exceed their own expectations. They can't really carry anyone else's right now. So let me know down below if you enjoyed this, if you resonated with the reading, the channeled message, the songs. I feel like I've got some Nelly Furtado fans in here, and this person has that OG kind of energy that they're timeless. And I feel like this friendship, this relationship is timeless in its own way. So it's about establishing what this is, even if it's not the traditional way. Yeah. So anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought down below. If you'd like to see more readings, you can check out my Pick a Card playlist listed below. If you'd like to see extra juicy readings, you can join my membership. And I will see and connect with all of you again in the next one. Until then, goodbye and God bless. Mwah! If they were confessing their full honest truth, what would the message be for group number 2? So, group 2, let's bring in the energy of those drawn to group 2 and the person on their mind. Let us spray some of our protection mist to make sure we are all divinely protected here today. And let's bring through the messages they want to say to you, group 2. So give me a moment. Let me get into the trance state, into character. What needs to be said to group 2 by their person? Hey group 2, or hey you, or whatever I feel like calling you today. I really like having pet nicknames for you, and even though I can roll my eyes and say it's embarrassing, I actually think it's really cute and really funny when we make up cute nicknames for each other, because they are called terms of endearment, and you're so endearing to me, my dear. I know sometimes you can think I'm not very good at expressing my feelings. I'm not the most theatrical, and sometimes I think my feelings, my thoughts are a lot more on the nose than they really are. Sometimes I just assume you can read my mind and my emotions because you always seem to know how I feel before I even know about it. So yeah, that's pretty weird, but you're the person I go to when I feel like there's nothing or no one left, when I feel like I don't know what this world is or what I'm doing in it or where I'm going next. I just know that when I get into a panic, you are the one that brings me down, calms me down, and thinking that you are going to be by my side every step of the way, well, that's like a breath of fresh air. And I tell myself, what am I worrying about? Once I've got you, I've got everything I need. You are the yin to my yang, and before I met you, I didn't know how much I needed you. It's like a match made in heaven. It's all of those cliches that we roll our eyes at, rolled into one. We are that cliche. We're that couple. And even though we've had our issues and our differences, we've found the strength to overcome everything and anything together. And when I think of the upcoming wars ahead, it makes me feel so much better that I have you by my side on my team, because I'd rather be working with you than against you. And we work much better as a team. And the fact you gave me a chance when you had so many choices, so many options, the fact you chose me is a fact I can't and won't overlook, because you seen something special in me. You saw that I was the one before I did. I never saw anything special in me, or I didn't think I was the one with any set purpose to do anything. But meeting you, it's like I was made to love you, and you chose me. You made me feel like the chosen one. And I know I'm not the best at expressing my emotions, and sometimes I'd rather just mope silently in the corner than actually explain to you my deepest, darkest feelings. But that's the thing, even my deepest, darkest feelings, they come back to you because you give me the deepest, most loving feelings I've ever experienced. But when things are not going well and when we're going through trials and tribulations, it breaks my heart even more to know that one day you might not have my back. One day I might not have your heart. One day I might not be your chosen one. But I wanted to let you know and remind you, if I haven't in a while, that you'll always be my chosen one. Even if I had the choice of everyone in the world, I'd still choose you. And even if you feel like I'm not there, that's sometimes how I cope with my emotions that I don't understand. I go to another place and it helps me feel better. And I'm sorry that I can't let you into everything going on in my mind. It all just seems to happen before I'm aware of it. And you're just so much more aware of everything than I am, and so much more in tune with the world and the energy than I am. And I know I've got a lot to learn, and you are the person I learn from the most. You have shown me the truth. You've helped me discover parts of myself and the world that I never thought existed. You taught me how to use my imagination, because before you, I didn't know what a muse was or what it even meant. And even when I'm not with you, when I'm going to sleep, you're still on my mind 24/7. You're the last thing I think about at night and the first person I think of in the morning. So, make of that what you will. I will say no more, but I don't need to, because you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. You just get me. And I feel so lucky that I get you, that I get to have you. And I don't mean to make it sound like you're my possession, but sometimes I think like that. And I know I don't own you and you don't belong to me, but I feel honored that you want to be with me. You want to share your company and your future with me. I want to show up for you in the same way that you show up for me. You've been there for me when I've been weak. You've lifted me up when I've been down. And now I feel like I'm growing. I'm still discovering. I'm still imagining, dreaming, creating. I haven't reached the end of the line because we're only halfway there. And even if sometimes it feels like we are living on a prayer, I've still got my faith as long as I have you. If I ever lost you, I feel like I'd lose my faith. I'd lose my religion. I'd lose everything that means something to me, because that's how much you mean to me. And I don't want to put all of my emotions and troubles on you, but it really does lighten and ease the load knowing that I've got someone who loves me and supports me as I am. Someone who shows up for me and gives me strength and grace even when I'm at my lowest, even when I'm at my weakest. And instead of making me feel bad, emasculating me, or making me feel ashamed that I'm not good enough, you remind me that even when I don't feel capable, I still am. I can pick myself back up and I can do it. You remind me that I can when I've forgotten. You remind me of my faith when I've forgotten. And sometimes I can end up in my own toxic cycles. I can find it hard to break certain chains. But that's the thing, if I'm chained to you and that's my detriment, chain me up all day, baby, because if there's anyone I want to be chained to in this world, it's you, because you ground me. You make me feel like I'm not a weirdo. I'm not someone who no one understands or wants to be around. I'm not a shadow, even when I'm dealing with my own shadows. Because you make me feel seen. You make me feel valued. You make me feel like the most important person or possession in the world. And I want to let you know how much I value and treasure you. And even though I can be possessive and sometimes it can sound a bit not the best, sometimes I don't know how to word things. I don't want to objectify you, but I want you to be mine forever. And if that's wrong, well, I'm guilty. And also, if there's anyone putting handcuffs on me, I certainly want it to be you. I know in the past I've been weak to temptation. I know in the past I've been self-destructive. And sometimes it's easy for me to let myself burn out and just burn through everything like a Tasmanian devil, because I can be reckless. And when I go too much into my own head, sometimes it's like my logical mind takes a back seat and my impulses can go out of control. And even if you ever felt like I wanted to be not here with you, that's just me trying to train myself to stay grounded and not run away every time life gets hard or emotions get hard. Don't go back to my toxic cycles. Don't resort to the bottom, the bare minimum again. Because for so long I felt like I was scraping by, and that's what I felt like. I was the bare minimum, the minimum wage, just scraping through, scraping by. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel good enough. And I certainly didn't feel valued, not by myself or by others. I was kind of like a rabid lion, and I was letting my ego and pride take over and take control of me. And it seems like you're an earth angel who stepped into my life when I needed you the most, and you tamed me and you understood me instead of judging me. And you made me realize that I'm worthy of love. I think you realized that before I did, but I see you as someone so otherworldly, someone who can never not inspire me, because you've given me all of these good things. And I know in the past I haven't appreciated it. I've overlooked you. I may have even made you feel like you were a choice in the past. And I really regret any pain I've caused you. And the message I really want to bring through to you more than anything is that you've chosen me for so long when I felt like I wasn't worthy of anything or anyone, especially not someone like you, someone so special, someone so amazing. You made me feel seen in a world that I felt invisible in, and I haven't always appreciated that. I haven't always expressed that to you. I never, ever want to make you feel like a choice. I want you to know that you will always be my first, my only, and my final choice. I choose you every day when I wake up. I choose you every night when I go to sleep. My eyes are all on you. And at this point, yeah, all of my eggs are in your basket. Because when it comes to you and your basket, you make fantasy into reality. You know how to take a concept like magic and make it more than just a concept. You bring it into everyday life. You've taught me to see life in a more beautiful way. It's like you gave me these rose-tinted glasses I never had, and by seeing things from your perspective, from the outlook you've taught me, it's made me a much happier, much more grounded person. And even though I can still have a tendency to get caught up in my old ways, and when temptation comes knocking, sometimes I can feel weak and I can fall down. But knowing that I have you on my side, on my team, to pick me up when I'm wounded, to remind me that I may be wounded, but I'm still a warrior. There's nothing more beautiful and valuable than that. And sometimes I do feel like I've got a wounded ego. I'm a wounded warrior. And I still want to gather and get the strength to never fall down again, to never let you down. And when I think of letting you down in the past, it makes me angry with myself. You're the greatest gift I've ever received. And not objectifying you like a gift, but it's like I felt unworthy of this gift, your presence, your love. And now that I realize how worthy and lovable I am from your eyes, I can't lose that. I don't know if anyone will ever see what you see in me, because you're so special. Your point of view is so amazing, and you see someone worth investing in, even when I don't. And sometimes I can still fall down. I can feel worthless. And when I feel like that, I can't value the good things in my life. And I want to apologize for that. Never feel like you're in the background. You are certainly not in the background of my life or my mind. You are the muse. You are the main course. You are the dessert. You are everything. That's what I see when I look at you. And I hope that you see the same thing when you look at me. I'm so lucky that you've chosen me. And I know that you are the hottest thing around town. And being with you just makes me look 10 times better, because you are out of my league sometimes when I think about it. And instead of putting myself down, I don't have to do that to lift you up, but I just want to explain to you how amazing you are. Sometimes I still get starstruck, and I feel like we're meant to be together. The magic we can make together is a lot more potent than the magic I make when I'm alone. And when I'm alone, you are still heavily on my mind. And when I've got that magic wand in my hand, I still need your essence to make it magical, if you get my drift. So just letting you know that I love you. I mightn't be the most poetic or theatrical with my words, but baby, in my life, you have the spotlight. You are the main character, and I'm okay with taking a backseat, because the muse, the one with the looks, the one with the star power, has to do the work sometimes. And I am willing to let the world see and bask in your light, because I know how that feels, and that is one hell of an experience. I don't want to keep it all to myself, but I do want to keep you all to myself. So I want to support you. I want to see you shine, but I still want to be the background guy who is making sure the lighting is perfect. And of course, I want to be your muse the way you are mine. So I feel like we match each other in all the right ways, and even what's lacking, we can find a way to create and make it together. We are partners when it comes to love and creativity, inspiration, and all of the other things in between. You're my partner in crime, and cross my heart and hope to die. You are the only one that I want, and I promise to choose you every day for the rest of my life. So, group 2, I feel like this is a very intense, timeless kind of love, and this person doesn't want to make no bones about it. They love you, and you are at the forefront of their life, and sometimes they can have a tendency to feel sorry for themselves, retreat and lick their wounds. But the song I'm thinking of is Losing My Religion by R.E.M. because without you, they would have no religion, no faith, because they worship you and idolize you as if you were their religion. So once it's your temple they are going to keep on worshipping and being a firm believer. So keep on doing what you're doing, group 2, because it's certainly working on this person, whoever they are. So I'm nosy. Let me know down below who this is, and let me know about your love story, because it feels like for some of you this is a long-term connection or romance. I do feel like some of you just had this instant connection, love at first sight. And that is beautiful, because when you know, and this person knows when it comes to you. So let me know. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you go. Check out my Pick a Card playlist if you'd like extra spicy readings. You can join my membership. And I hope to see and connect with all of you again in the next one. Until then, goodbye and God bless. Mwah. What will the channeled message be for all of my wonderful group 3s? So, my beautiful group 3s, let's bring in the energy of group 3 and the person on group 3's mind. Let's channel the correct message. And of course, if it doesn't resonate, check out the other groups. This could be your energy or their energy. So keep that in mind. Let's spray some protection mist to protect us here. Whoa! In this reading. Ooh, so bitches be tripping, group 3. Okay. Let me get into this energy. Hey group 3. Good to hear from you and good to see you again. I have to say, you're looking really good, and I'm not just saying that to plumaz you or to make you swoon or blush. I'm just saying it because it's true. I like to say it how it is, and today this is a message I want to bring through to you because I feel like I've had some truth serum today of some sort. So you've caught me on a good day, and I might even be more honest than usual. So when it comes to freedom, sometimes I feel like a bandit on the run. And maybe I've always been running from something or someone, but I've realized that it's something bigger than myself. It's a bigger issue than I was willing to admit to. And if I'm going to get all confessional here, there's a lot of deep issues that I've never actually dealt with. And it's like I've drank my own Kool-Aid, poisoned my own water. Yeah, it can still look good and appetizing, but on the inside, God knows what that shit is going to do to you. So I just want to tell you that I might look like a good option right now, but you need to take a closer look, because not everything that glitters is gold, and maybe I've put my best face forward a bit too much. I know I've kept everything quite shallow level, and I haven't let you in to the extent that you can really gather more information about me or my life. Because that's the thing, you've kind of drank the Kool-Aid too, and I don't want to ruin that illusion. I don't want to spoil the vision, the fallacy I've created, not only for you, but for myself. You make me feel more important than I really am, more wanted than I really am, and wanted in all the ways, wanted by others, or wanted like a bandit on the run. I don't want to just live the life of the thug life, sex, drugs, rock and roll. But sometimes I can struggle to be the good guy I want to be. I have all the good intentions, but sometimes the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And sometimes I find it hard to end something before I start something new. I don't always finish projects or finish what I start or put my money where my mouth is. I like to have a lot of things juggling or up in the air because it makes me feel safe. It's like a form of security for me that I can come and go at any time. I don't want to just close that door and not have access anymore. I want to access in excess. I can be a bit of an opportunist sometimes. And listen, it's not easy to admit these things about yourself. I can sometimes be egotistical. Some might even say a narcissist. Some might say toxic. But hey, it's a matter of perspectives. And I kind of like your perspective. I like how you see me, because you see something in me that a lot of people don't believe in. You still believe in my potential, that I have the ability to be the good guy. The thing is, I've always had the audacity to be the bad guy or the bad girl. To me, it's kind of like street cred, and I don't want to lose my reputation. Hey, it's not great to be known as a player, but I'm more than that. I'm strategic. I don't just play the game, I win the game. And it suits me and my lifestyle for now. I know that most people don't want to be seen as a game or a conquest or an ego boost. I don't want to use people for my own validation. But in a way, you know, people use me for their validation. So it kind of makes it fair. It kind of justifies it, right? In a way, I've justified me being the bad guy my whole life. But the older I get, the more I realize there's no justification for it. If you're going to be an asshole, don't do it sneakily or behind anyone's backs. Just come out and say it and be direct. Because, hey, at least I was honest. You can't say I'm a liar. You can say I am a cad. You can say I'm a manipulator. You can say I'm whatever you like. But you can't say I'm a liar. I don't want to lie to you. Right now, I'm just trying my luck. I want to see what opportunities I can have. I want to have my foot in all the doors possible because I want to be a winner. I don't mind taking a risk or gambling, even if that's with people's hearts in the past, because there's a bigger picture that I can see subjectively, and a lot of people can't. When it comes to love and romance and dating, I don't always put my heart or my feelings in it. So if you were to accuse me of not having my heart in it fully or only having one toe in, it's because it's the truth. I'm only dipping my toe. I'm not 10 toes down just yet. Not for you, not for anyone. I know we all like the idea of romance and that someone can rescue us from ourselves. I don't think anyone can rescue me from myself. Yeah, we dream of a knight in shining armor or a damsel in distress, but that's so we can play the part of the hero or a part of the princess. We basically all use each other to play a part in our different video games, our different stories. And right now, I'm so desensitized that it's hard for me to not see life as a video game, to not see other people as non-playable characters. I am the main character. Yes, I can control my own actions and my own emotions. But it seems like when I do this or I do that or I focus on me, other people seem to get upset with my way of living or doing things. I guess people see potential that's not there when it comes to a relationship with me. And the shocking news is that I'm not going to deny it. I've still got karmic ties and entanglements elsewhere in my past. Sometimes it may feel like I've got one foot in and one foot out, or I'm just waiting for the next best thing, or I'm looking over my shoulder because the past is catching up with me, or I could get caught red-handed. I like the thrill. I like the risk. I like the gamble. But I know people aren't pawns or non-playable characters to mess with or to use to my own advantage. I know I shouldn't be feeding people fairy tales and delusions only to let them down and crush their hopes and dreams, especially when it comes to me. But I have a savior complex. I want to be seen as the hero, but also I act like the villain, and then I wonder why I'm not treated or given the glory like the hero. I'm stuck in between, and I can't promise that I am going to heroically show up and save the day. I can't promise that I can fulfill that role that I may have sold you. Maybe we only see what we want to believe, and we see potential in things, people, places that others can't see, because you're seeing it from a new perspective, a new place. You don't know all of the baggage, all of the context that comes with me, that comes with everything in my life. And the context is left out sometimes because I don't want to explain it. It's actually very weak of me to not be able to fully end things. I crave to be free, but I also crave to be latched and attached on to other people for my validation, to satiate my savior complex, to make me feel like my intentions are good and true and pure. I tell myself that I'm looking for love when I know I'm just looking to get lucky. I tell myself I'm looking to break the chains of the past, but I keep on going back, and it just means I've got tentacles in the past, the present, and the future. It means that I'm always on the lookout. My feelers are always out, waiting for the next thing that's going to catch my attention, capture my attention. But attention is fleeting, and even when my attention is captured, it can wear off very easily. I know I might bring some excitement, but when the novelty wears off, what's left is an insecure person who is very disattached from their own emotions, who disassociates and desensitizes themselves to things like romance and, future plans. It just seems a bit beyond my comprehension right now, because I'm not the hero I make myself out to be. I'm not even the villain I make myself out to be. I'm not that powerful. I'm just kind of in between. I feel average. And sometimes when I feel average, like I can't measure up, or even worse than average, I do things to make myself feel like the best, feel like I'm wanted, I'm valued. I might be risky. I might break the law. I might break people's hearts. I might shatter illusions. I might run away only to come back again. I cause chaos because I thrive in that chaos. And instead of cleaning up my act, I expect other people to clean up after me and clean up the mess I made of their hearts. So I'm a bit too messy right now to be that ideal candidate that maybe you see in me. I like to try my luck, but I don't like to lose. In fact, I hate losing. I can't stand losing. And when I feel like a loser, that's when I act up the most. I act like a villain. I make a show of myself to feel like I'm important, like I'm somebody. Because right now I feel like a nobody. I can't even show up for myself, so I can't show up for nobody else. Sometimes when I think of the messes I've gotten myself into, or the entanglements that I've ended up creating for myself, it makes me realize that it's more than just karma that's going to get me and kick me in the arse when they find me. Because I've been running from accountability for a long time. I got used to not sharing or making my feelings known so people couldn't reject me. So instead of being the rejected, I became the rejector. I pretended I had no feelings to give or share while still taking that validation, that warmth, that love from other people. I took it knowing that I wasn't capable or ready to give that back. I still took. I was still selfish. I was taking what I could because people were there still giving it, and I will take for as long as someone lets me. And I will get away with things as long as I'm allowed to. I will lie until I'm caught red-handed. I will sell you fairy tales and spin you fantasies And I'll promise you the world and show up empty-handed when it comes to the delivery. It's making me think of the fairy tale Rumpelstiltskin, and most things are fairy tales, especially when it comes to stories and romance. I still think of it as a fairy tale we were all spun. But you can make a deal with me and I can promise you the world. I will take that gold. I will exploit your skills. I will give you what you want at the time, what you need. That straw needs to be turned into gold. Here you go. Look what I can do. Admire me. Give me that validation. I will take all of that. But when it comes to paying me back, let me tell you, I can take a lot more than I can give. And when I want that favor returned, you're going to regret ever asking me for a favor in the first place, because I'm not fair, I'm not balanced, I'm not clean cut or straight edge. I'm not any of these things that one could call dependable. Right now, I'm independable and undependable. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to hit it. It doesn't mean I'm not going to get lucky. I'm not going to take a risk and gamble. Even if I'm gambling my feelings, sometimes it's worth it just to win, to level up, to get that conquest. And that's the thing, when something's dangled in front of me, how can I resist? I'm insatiable. I'm like a dog with a bone. And listen, my bark is a lot worse than my bite. But that's why I bark so much. That's why I put on a show, because the real me feels unworthy and like I can't measure up. So I can't give you my all when right now I don't have an all to give. And I still need to figure out what it is that is going to help me turn a new leaf. But I know that love, romance, and settling down, it's not it right now. And it doesn't mean you're not it, because trust me, honey, I would still hit. But when you take a taste of my Kool-Aid, listen, even if you might want to come back for more, sometimes it could be too late. And I don't want to poison you unintentionally. You know what you're in for when it comes to me. So even if you keep on drinking or taking that sip, don't come crying to me when you realize you have been duped. And hey, maybe you can make lemonade even if I give you lemons, because you can create. Right now, all I can do is destroy. And I don't want to have any bitter feelings, bitter lemons about it. But if you put your heart in my hands, I'm going to squeeze it like a lemon. I'm going to eat it up and spit it out. So don't give me that opportunity to do it. As I said, I'm an opportunist and I will only do what I am allowed to do. And I will come where the access is. So don't be afraid to shut me off if I overstep your boundaries, because trust me, I've got plenty more boundaries that are waiting for me to test, because I'm testy like that. So don't test me, and if you want to, well, prepare for the game, because I know how to play. Woo! So the song I am thinking of, Group 3, is Fleetwood Mac, Lies. Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies. So even if their lies are delicious and they sound appealing, it doesn't mean they're all true. Even if they sound like honey to your ears or they look like everything you've ever dreamed of, sometimes the devil shows up in the most beautiful of packages. But we have to realize that some things are too good to be true, literally, and opening up that package might lead to a bomb detonating. I'm also thinking of sex bomb. So this person could be a sex bomb, or you could be, but it's like this is just maybe a sex thing, and it could have an expiration date, a limit, because this person is making explosions left, right, and center, and they leave destruction in their wake no matter where they go. So don't allow them too close to your heart or your home, because yeah, this person is like a stray, and they will go where they're fed, especially where their ego is fed. Wow. Okay. So their lies might taste sweet, and they might look even sweeter, but that don't mean that they ain't gonna poison and kill you at the end of the day. So proceed with caution in group 3. So thank you so much for being here. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this, if you resonated, who you think this could be. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to see more pick a card readings, you can find my pick a card playlist down in the description. And if you'd like to see extra juicy, uncensored pick a cards, you can join my membership. And if we're parting ways here and now, thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see and connect with all of you again in the next one. Until then, goodbye and God bless. Mwah.